I will discuss the SQL tool pipeline. I made a bit simplified diagram of it. So basically the user sends a query in the chatbot, and then there is the router that actually finds out that it has to use the SQL tool, and the query is being sent to the actual SQL tool.py file, which will then use a prompt that exists with instructions that it needs to create an SQL request. In order to create that SQL request, the prompt needs also information about the exact order in which the columns and the different variables within that database. So the name of the guest, the first name, so it can find correctly the right information within the SQL database, right? And also the memory is being updated, and also the summary of the entire conversation is also being added within the prompt for better results. And eventually a prompt will be delivered by the LLM. Then there is a small line of code that will clean the SQL, because I had some issues that sometimes it would not provide a clean SQL request. There was some things that need to be cleaned out. And then there's another function that will run the actual query, and it will search within the SQL database for the right information, and that information is then being sent to the LLM, to another LLM call, and provide the answer. So there are two LLMs involved. And now we can have a look at the actual code. Let's have a look here. So this is the SQL code. We can see at the top that it's connecting right to the MySQL, and this is the first LLM prompt that, like I said, provides the exact columns that into the database, right? Because it's a database with different tables. It has a table of bookings, rooms, room availability, etc. I had to also help him because he was also sometimes struggling to create the right prompt. So I had to provide him some extra help to find the right information, and it can lead sometimes to pretty long prompts. And I had to really, along the way, with a lot of testing, fine-tune the prompts, and I think it might still need a little bit of fine-tuning, but so far it seems to work pretty well. And then, like I said, you clean the prompt. Sometimes it would add some dots in here and there, which will not provide the exact request, right? And it will clean it and make sure that, for example, if the request starts with select, that it really starts with select and not with some trash before. And then once the prompt, the SQL request has been generated by the LLM, it will be run, right? It will run. It will open the database, which is actually stored online, right? Because it's an online. The whole system works online in the cloud. And I just want to show you quickly here which online service I've been using, and it has worked pretty well. Actually, the setup is pretty easy to do, and it's relatively cheap to use compared to other services like AWS, and we can really lead to unexpected high costs of using such service. And this one has worked pretty well. You can see. Which allows you to have your SQL database. You can also connect with that SQL database here with MySQL Workbench, which will find information in the cloud, or like I showed before, into the testing area of the actual app. that also allows you to retrieve that information for testing, right? Then I will go back to the code. I've said okay. So then where were we? And then comes the second LLM, right? So once the information has been retrieved from the database about a guest or something, or request, for example, what is my booking number, and it provides all the information, then it will provide a nice nice answer, right? To the user. So that's pretty it for what concerns the SQL tool in a brief summary.